What's going on, everybody? My name is Cricket, and we are here in Car Mechanic Simulator, where basically I bought. Hold on, sorry, technical difficulties. There we go. Basically, I bought every car from the junkyard, and we are going to pick one and restore it. And so that is the plan. I've only got about an hour and a half to stream, and then I'm gonna have to cut out for a little bit. I will try and come back later today because I want to try and get a farm sim stream going. Um, but where I had a limited time, I figured I would do a restoration project. So, real quick, I'll give you a tour and then I'll pick one and we'll start. This one right here is a Opal Manta. It's kind of an old rally car. Camaro right here. Of course, they call it the Bolt Hornet. I have a Mitsubishi Evo right here. Lancer Evo 10, which we might do. We might wait for another day. I got this Mustang from a junkyard. The only thing that disappoints me about this is in the engine options, you can only put V6s in them, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping to be able to do a V8. So we'll see about that one. And then I grabbed this thing, this is a Volkswagen, which I'm not a big Volkswagen fan, but hey, whatever. It was there in the junkyard, and it only cost a couple grand. So, I think what we'll do, I want to do the Evo. I think we're gonna do the Evo. So we'll move that into Bay 1. Actually, no. We're gonna move that into car wash. We're gonna wash it off, and we're gonna fix the rust, and then we're gonna strip it. So this is how I typically do restorations in this game. I clean them, then I take them back, and I do the what do you call it? The rust remover, if you will. The welder. That's what I was thinking of right there. The welder. So the welder. Use that. And that'll take away all the rust, at least from the main body. You know, doors and panels and stuff like that we'll have to strip off. Alright, so strip the interior first real quick. Missing a seat, but that's okay. And a steering wheel, apparently. Then we'll take off any body parts. Oof, that fender's rough. And the nice thing about this is I've got everything unlocked, so I can basically go in and I can repair body panels, I can repair parts and all that stuff, which makes life easier. Take off that. Oof, that is a rough motor. Alright, starter's out, so we'll leave that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything else off, and then I'm going to pull the motor out as a whole, put it on the engine stand, and then rebuild it. And we'll go through that later. So. But the nice thing is most of the car is here. So, we'll see how much of it can actually be repaired. Most of your, what do you call it? Most of the parts that, as long as they're not completely junk, of course a lot of it does look junky because of the rust amount on the part itself, but anything that can actually be repaired, I will repair on the workbench and such. Brake rotors and stuff I can lathe, hopefully, if they're salvageable. a lot of times you can get away with you know, subframes, transmissions, stuff like that. You can actually rebuild and save, although for the most part with this vehicle, because it's an Evo, I'm going to be upgrading a lot of the internal engine parts, probably put a performance transmission, performance clutch, flywheel, all that stuff in it as well. And then at the end we'll do a dyno test and see how she does compared to what the stock is. And I'm pretty sure on this particular vehicle there's no other options for engine, but I'm pretty sure the base engine is turboed, I hope. But either way, it's going to get as much performance parts as I can put in it. Typically speaking, your sway bars, your sway bar links, your tie rods, none of those can be repaired. They're usually, once they're junk, they're junk. Alright, that should be, yeah, that should be stripped enough to be able to pull out after the fact. And also I have 467,000, so I'll try and remember that so I can see how how much we've spent and then how much we actually make on the build after the fact. I'm assuming because of what this is, that it's going to be fairly lucrative. Obviously, only time will tell. But, like I said, the nice thing is most of the parts are here, so for most of this stuff, we'll be able to repair it, which will save us money in the rebuild. Coming apart pretty quickly though. I mean, it's got a lot to it, but it shouldn't take too long to really get it apart. Like I said, we'll repair everything, or what we can repair. You'll have to forgive me, I'm a little sniffly. Getting over a cold. And no, it's not COVID, it's just a normal cold. Alright. And I believe that is the car stripped. And then the other thing I gotta do is I gotta separate all these. I gotta separate all the rims and tires, so hopefully I can redo the rims, or I'll just put new rims on. Alright. I mean, I don't dislike the rims. I bet we could find something that looks a little better, but the other nice thing too is anything I take off that I fix, right? I can then take, like if I take these wheels and 3 of them are fixable, but I want to put different rims on it, the fact that I fixed them means I can sell them for more money. And everything I fix saves money too. Like I said, if I fix the tranny and then I could sell it for, yeah. Real quick, I'll see if I can show you something. Okay, so the gearbox, right here, cost to fix 94 credits. So if I fix it, now granted 118, bam. So 94, 118, so we'll say 200 to fix. Whereas if I go to buy one, it's a i4, oh, 4x4. It's this one right here, 940. So I spent $200 to fix it versus almost $1,000 to buy it. So that's where you make your savings when it comes to repairing stuff. But because I plan on doing putting performance parts, the fact that now typically when you sell parts that are at 100%, they're worth half of what the normal cost is. So it's spent $200 to fix, and it's 940, so it should be we'll say 470, I think, to sell. So I'll still make a decent profit on, let's actually see real quick. If I want to sell that, how much is that? 470. Okay, so yeah, I get a little over half of what I put into it to basically sell it. So I'll make money back to use towards the other parts. Okay, so that's that. Let's do some bodywork stuff, see what we've got. And obviously we're gonna have to buy some panels because not everything was on it. Okay, and the other thing I'm gonna do, I gotta pull that out of the car. Storms in my area? No, Joseph. How you doing, buddy? Sorry I missed you. Oh, you just said that. Okay. Alright, cool. No, just, I mean, we've got rain, but I mean, nothing major. Just regular old rain. Alright, so I'll leave that there for now. Now, the reason I'm doing this first is I'm going to take the motor, strip it, and then I can actually hopefully repair any parts on the workbench off the motor. So yeah, nothing bad down there. I know I had heard there were tornadoes or something that were hitting down like lower Midwest type area. So I'm glad it wasn't on your end. Alright. So basically, I'm gonna be doing Kentucky. I got hit hard. Even their Amazon fact. Ooh, wow, Jesus, that's rough. Yeah. Well, hopefully everybody's okay. I heard a few people died. Why are you not coming out? Oh, because there is a cam pulley on you. Yeah, that's crazy. So I can't remember, we were talking survival games the last couple times you've been here. Did you ever end up trying the Infected? I know you were talking about, like you play Mist, right? I thought about getting Mist. Giving it a try. Why won't you come off? What am I missing? I'm missing something. And it's probably painfully obvious, but... Oh, probably spark plugs, yeah. That'd be good, huh? Alright, spark plugs. Bam. Now the head can come off. Alright. Yeah, that's what I've heard. I was watching, I don't know if you watch him, I tend to watch things, simulators, and I tend to watch survival stuff, and I tend to watch some other things. There's a couple really good guys that focus on survival. One's Jade PG, and then there's Cage 848, and Cage does a lot of Infected, Subsistence, Mist, Valheim, that new one, Medieval something, I can't remember what it is, but he's got some really good content, and I'll tell you what, if you like the Mist, there's another game too along the same lines, like they're all kind of in the same vein. Obviously, they're survival. There's the Infected, and I'll tell you what, I've played the Infected, and I do plan on doing some sort of something with it. But Subsistence, I haven't played it yet, but it looks really cool too. It's very similar where you do your stuff, you build your base, whatever, but there's no zombies or anything. What it is other people, other hunters set up their own camps, and then they basically try and kill you. So it's survival, and you're surviving against the wilderness, but you're also surviving against other people. Now, it's single player, so I mean they're bots technically, but they will build their own bases and stuff, and it's pretty crazy. The only thing that bugs me about it, and this is just personal taste, is when you cut down trees, they don't actually cut down. Like, you knock the tree and you get like bits of wood from it, but after like 5 blocks of wood that you get from it, you basically can't. It refreshes later on, but the tree doesn't actually fall down, which is one of the things I like about the Infected, because the tree falls and you actually pick up the logs and throw them on your shoulder, you know? I like the visuals, you know? And if you've ever played Green Hell, which is another fantastic survival game, it's very much akin to that in the inventory system, because you have like a backpack. But I'll tell you, they've got everything in that game, like the Infected. They've got, you know, storage areas for your sticks and for your logs and for your planks and stuff you make. It's very well organized, and the fact that it's all hotkeyed, so like when you have shit in your inventory, like you got sticks in your inventory and you want to put them into the thing, you just hit the key and it sets them directly in. You don't have to like go into your menu and drag stuff out and put it here and put it there. It all just kind of works. It's quite well done, especially considering it was made by one dude. And it's the same thing with Subsistence. Both of the Infected and Subsistence were made by one guy. Not to mention that, so here's my dilemma, right? Speaking of survival games, you know, granted I'm doing Mechanic Simulator right now, and I plan to do some videos on this or some live streams, just basically doing stuff like this, complete rebuilds, because that's the thing I enjoy the most. Just fixing customer cars is kind of, it's too much like my real job. um, so, hold on, I gotta check something real quick. Yeah, I can only do the i4 dual overhead cam 4x4. So my thing is, I don't know if I should do, come on. I don't know if I should do, oof, i4B, okay. Jesus, I can't think straight. I don't know if I should do a separate channel for survival and do all my survival shit over there, or if I should integrate it into this channel, or if it will hurt this channel doing it that way. You know what I mean? I don't know. i4B. There we go. Whew. Alright. There we go. Crank is done. Alright, so I need pistons, piston rings, 3 crank, which I don't have any of those. Okay. Real quick, crank bearing caps, 3. We're gonna do piston rings for, I don't know, what are your thoughts on that? Rod caps, rod caps, rod caps. You think I should do it on the same channel? See, and I mean, it probably would be fine. I'm concerned because, like, I know a bunch of people. I mean, I guess it all comes down to it's what I'm playing, you know what I mean? And I started this originally as a farm sim only channel, but, and especially right now, there's only so much content. Oh, alright, well that works. Sorry, you'll have to forgive me for a second, I'm getting... Alright, yeah. So, sorry, I'm tangenting. I had someone texting me. Basically, yeah, so I mean, and I can see that too, and that was kind of my conundrum. It was like, okay, do I do, side note, performance pistons are going in this thing. But that was the issue I was having. It's like, do I do it on the same channel? Or would that screw up, you know, because people, I would say most of the people who subscribed initially to me are here for farm sim content, right? Because that's what I started the channel as. And while farm sim and even like you know, American Truck and stuff like that, they kind of tie together in a sense where they're simulators in a sense where, you know, you can kind of say they're in the same vein. Survival is not. Survival Let's Plays. Yeah, I could try that. I'm still trying to figure out. I did a recording, on this actually, um, the other night, trying to get OBS all situated because I started on PlayStation, so I can use Share Factory like nobody's business. But when it comes to OBS, I mean, it's not difficult, but I I've barely touched DaVinci Resolve for like actually recording and editing and stuff. And for me, with kind of limited time at times, it's almost easier to live stream. Plus, like I said, I like the live streaming because then I can interact with people. Um, and especially in a survival, you know, that more can happen. Um, I mean, I could try Let's Plays. Yeah, yeah, I remember you were on Xbox and PC. Yeah. Um, I mean, I can work on the video editing, which I plan to do anyway, just for, you know, certain things, or if I do like a mod review or something on Farm Sim or something like that. Um, I can't think straight. Um, and I feel like on one hand I agree with you where, you know, making a Let's Play series of it would then you can do you know, make it episodic and it could work really well that way. Um, I don't know. I'll have to take it a day at a time. But I've been thinking about doing some either infected gameplay or Star Sand and stuff like that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Um, I'd like to do some Green Hell too. See, that's the problem. It's like honestly, I play a lot of this. I play a lot of Farm Sim, or not as much Farm Sim as I used to, and I don't know if it's just, you know, because there's not that many maps out, and honestly, everybody's either doing Elm Creek or Opal, and I'm just kind of like, I want to do something different than what everyone else is doing. Um, Alright, head. I need I4B. I4B. There we go. I'm a little disappointed. I don't think this is going to be a turbo motor. Alright. I need Alternator. Like I said, we're going to be putting all performance parts in here, or as much as they have. But yeah, I mean, I'll do what I can do, you know. Oh, it is turboed. Okay. All right. I'm also gonna need spark plugs. And cams. Camshafts. I4B. All right. And I can't for the life of me remember how much money I started with. I4B. Let's say 8. Yeah, that's right. 8. Let's see. Got finished playing Warframe on Xbox and they're getting a new update. That's cool, man. Yeah, like I said before, I've played some Warframe and I like aspects of it. Um, you know, I definitely, like, I ran the guy with I think it was like the bow staff or something like that, and also, or the sword, and I had the bow, and I used the bow a lot, and I actually really enjoyed it. I liked the gameplay itself, and the mechanics of, like, fighting and shooting were really smooth. Um, It was fun. I've got too many other games, and especially since switching to PC, now I'm like, between all the survival games I want to play, and obviously Farm Sim and American Truck Sim, which I haven't played in a bit, mainly because as much as I love it, and people told me this, I just didn't really think much about it. Like, they update the game so much, so often, which is good because it optimizes and adds features and fixes bugs and stuff, but it's like every time they update it, everything I had, I have to re-update all my shit because I've got a bunch of, like, coast to coast mods and stuff like that, which is fantastic, but it doesn't work unless I update it. So I'm constantly having to update, everything um, for that. So I don't know. It's one of those things. Alright, 4 fuel injectors, fuel filter, fuel pump, and I need intake. I4B by part. I'm going to need the throttle body for that. Oh, shit. I think this is one of the weird ones. It's like, it's not actually an I4B listed throttle body. It's like V6 or something. V6B, I think it is. I don't know why they did it that way, but they did. And you were saying grounded. Grounded it looks cool, but to be honest, I'm more interested in small, I think it's called Small Land. It's very similar, but you can actually like ride mounts of creatures and stuff like that. I don't know, it seems a bit more grown up and a little more RPG-esque than um, than Grounded was. You won't be getting FS22? I'm. It's weird. I played Minecraft when I was younger, and there's aspects of Minecraft that I liked. Um, but there's just so many other good games where building is a thing that I kind of. I'm a graphics snob, honestly. I love good graphics, and so that's kind of my thing with that. I mean, don't get me wrong, the freedom of Minecraft is amazing, but at the same point, I also don't consider Minecraft like a hardcore survival game, and I know some people do, and hey, that's, each to their own. Um, but why won't you get FS22? I like building surviving. PvP, I'm kind of 50-50. PvP, I'm not completely against. The problem is when I've played games like DayZ, for example, I liked the concept. I liked the execution to a degree. It was very buggy. Um, but in that game, in particular, you'd get to this point where it's like, okay, I want to, I want to do this and this, or I want to try and get here, and it's like you'd either get ganked by people who've been playing the game hours and hours and hours and have all the loot, or you don't find anything because everybody's looted everything on the servers, so you're like kind of screwed, which it just kind of took away from the experience for me. And because I had that on PlayStation, I played or tried playing the crap out of it, and it wasn't enjoyable. I4B, right? We'll try this. I hope that's right. Oh Jesus! I'm sorry to hear that, man. I hope that all works out for you. Life is crazy. But yeah, I definitely I wish you guys the best on that and everything. But yeah, when it comes to the the see, my thing with surviving, I like the base building or the building in general, and I like the surviving. like just the kind of day-to-day, I wouldn't say the grind, the hardcore grind, but I like the having to gather the food, cook the food, gather wood for the fire to keep yourself warm and building, expanding your building or living quarters or whatever, and just kind of going on that tangent. I enjoy that more so than like the PvP or um, yeah. So that's kind of where I sit with that one. All right. I4B, there we go. Jesus. Can't find anything. And that's going to be I4, right? Should be an I4. Crank pulley. Should be finishing up this part of the build here pretty quick. I know it's kind of dragged on. I tend to tangent and talk too much. Cam gear I4B. Cam gear B I4B. Okay, and then I need the timing chain for the I4B. There we go. And then the timing cover for the I4B. And that should be all the back end stuff. Going hunting, gather resources, and exactly, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of stuff like, I mean, I like and destruction too. So I've got tear down and I've got beam NG drive, right? But I mean, like, yeah, I love the hunting, I love the gathering, I love the just that kind of survival-esque aspect to it. I need the front belt and the tensioner. Give me 1 second. I need... Where's that belt? There we go. But yeah, that's some of the fun stuff. I mean, I also have, like for instance, I've got Hunter Call of the Wild, it's like the hunting simulator. And that's granted just the hunting aspect, but that's fun too. I like that. Alright, we've got our fully built motor. Look at this fancy ass thing. It's fantastic. It's all shiny, shiny. Alright. Alright, let's get this guy in the... And we've got all the parts. Yeah, everything's in there. And we've put every upgrade part you can put on that motor in that motor. So, now we are going to also buy a performance transmission for that. I4 4x4. And that'll go in after. Yeah, and see, that's my like overall. If you kind of like my main game types, they're either simulators. So I've got mechanic simulator, I've got motorcycle mechanic simulator, I got fucking power wash simulator. Hunter Call of the Wild, which is like a hunting simulator. I've played fishing simulators. I don't have any on the PC, but I have a bunch on console. Some driving games tend to be more realistic. Like I've got Dirt Rally 2.0 because I love the steering wheel pedal and shifter driving. I got Wreckfest because it's fantastic. I've got BeamNG. And then I've got Project Cars 2 because I like the realistic racing. I don't love the track racing so much, but I enjoy the driving aspect. So it's kind of a 50-50 on that. And then of course I've got my survivals. I've got the Infected, I've got Subsistence, I've got Green Hell, I've got Subsistence, Green Hell, Star Sand, The Long Dark. I plan to get Mist at some point because it looks fun. And it looks like it's got a decent creep factor to it too, you know? I watched, I think it was Cage848 play it, and he was out caught when the mist was out, and he found this dinky little shack to hide in, so he's like hiding, and you could see him like walking by the windows and stuff like that, like, because they were all out because the mist was out. I don't know, it just looked really cool. Ooh, front suspension crossmember, okay, we need that. Alright, let's get the suspension done. Alright, and we're going to need a crap ton of rubber bushings. Let's do 20, and I'll do like 10 of these. Okay. Yeah, so I mean, as you can, I don't know if you're chuckling at the at what I'm doing in the game or if what I said, but I mean, that's kind of my. I like survival games. I don't have Ark, despite the fact that I enjoyed it and I played it a lot. Mainly because Ark 2 is going to eventually come out, and I've got enough other games, and I put tons of hours like into Ark on console, so I don't really need more of the same. Crap. I know, that's what I need to. Gotta check real quick. Front shock absorber A. Okay. Just trying to gather everything together so I can just build it and get it back together. Yeah, exactly. I saw that and I thought that was really cool. Instead of just being like a, you know, they're everywhere all the time. Like, I thought that was really cool, the whole, like, they can't do sunlight. And I actually saw, and that's the thing, it was nighttime when it was, or not nighttime, but it was like dusk and mist. And he had to go hide because they were out because of the mist and everything. But I know what you mean, because he came out and there was one like wandering around when the sun came up, and it turned on fire and, you know, died, obviously. So, I don't know. It's definitely a... What are you doing? Take this. Steering knuckle A. Front steering knuckle A. And I'm gonna need these. Front axle nut cover. Okay. Let's see if that's enough. Front wheel hub. Gonna need brake disc ventilator, gonna need a brake disc, gonna need 4 sets of pads, because the pads you can't reuse. Oh, I didn't need the caps. Front drive axle C. Also gonna need one more caliper and 2 of these. Lower suspension arm. There we go. Alright. Now I've actually got some stuff that's coming together. Which KJ4? He did that. I was laughing a lot because he thought it was another survivor, but it was. Yeah, yeah. I like him. You know, and that's that's another thing too. Is I have so many different interests in um, in gaming that it's like I watch survival gamers, I watch sim gamers, I watch um, come on, refocus, thank you. I watch car people, I watch PC channels, you know. I don't know, I watch so much different shit that it's like I end up getting behind on everything because I'm spread too thin. Which is, again, what I don't want to do that to the channel, you know? So I'm kind of like this, like, should I do this or this? And, I mean, granted, as it stands right now, all I'm really playing is this and Farm Sim on the channel. Like I said, ATS I've kind of taken a hiatus just because of the constant updates. Um, I would like to do more content at some point, but you know, having to make sure everything's updated, all my mods are updated, and having to go to external sites to get the updates for the mods, I can actually play the game. It's just kind of, I don't know, frustrating. Whereas at least Farm Sim is a lot easier in that regard, because unless you know, granted I do have a few external mods, but most of the mods I have are Mod Hub mods. But I figure, you know, survival, I feel like is a nice niche. I just didn't know if it meshed with everything else I do, you know what I mean? And that's what I was afraid of, is that I'd end up like putting off people. I mean, granted as it is, this game doesn't really garner a lot of attention. So but at the same point, you know, I gotta stick with what I enjoy so that I enjoy it. As well, because obviously if I'm doing something I'm not happy about, that's going to translate, you know, to you guys, and you guys are going to notice that too. So it's kind of a back and forth. And as I've said before, you know, I mean, if I ever did this and it actually turned into something serious, that, you know, that would be cool, but I'm also not expecting it to, because I don't have the time to put into it to get to that point. At least not quickly. So it's going to be like a slow burn, you know. Alright. Jesus, why is it every single thing I need? Tried Scum on the video game. I was really interested, but I still have FS17 and FS19 on Xbox. That's awesome, man. I have 22, like I said, and it's weird. Even despite all the upgrades and stuff, I do enjoy it. I do. I just, at the same point, I almost feel like I've played Farm Sim to death, to the point where I'm having trouble staying motivated with it. I think some of that is because I don't hate the new maps. I like Elm Creek and I also like Opal, but at the same point, I don't know. I like it, and I'm just having trouble with it. I don't know if that makes sense. But I'll get there. And in the meantime, you know, I'll do what I gotta do. But alright, I think it was this one. Wheel hub 3. And rear wheel hub. I swear to God, I've got like one side of everything that's good. Alright, there's one whole side. Let's go to the other side. Oh, but side note, you were talking Scum, dude. I have Scum, and I've played, I want to say a couple hours of it. And I totally love it. Now, granted, I'm playing single player, at least initially, just to try and get, get used to it. But, dude, Scum is fantastic. My first, I died in my first, what do you call it? They spawned me in the snow, right? Like up in the mountains. So I'm coming down the mountain as fast as I can because I'm starting to get cold. And I end up like, kind of like I'm running, and then I didn't realize there was a little cliff. Not severe, but enough. And I jump off and I end up spraining my ankle or my leg or something. I damaged something. So now I'm hobbling down the hill super slow in the snow. And I'm like slowly dying, but I can't go fast. So I'm freezing because I'm cold and I can't get away from the cold, right? So I find this little dinky shack and I'm like, okay, and I've got myself a stone knife that I had built, that I had crafted. And I'm like, okay, this is good. I've got that. I started trying to gather a few things and I found this tiny little cabin. It's just a dinky little like one room. Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? I look in the window and there's a puppet laying down on the ground, and I'm like, oh shit, he's a fat guy too. And I'm like, okay. It's like, you know what, maybe I can take him. I'll just, be careful. I'll try and do the dodge and weave, like the swipe and back off. He was fast. He hit me so many times, like, so I'm like bleeding out, barely alive. I had to take my underwear and some of the other clothes off and tear them up into rags so I can try and stop the bleeding, and my health was down to almost nothing, and I ended up, basically I didn't make it. I took a nap, woke up even worse than I was, and tried to get out of there, and in the end I got further down the hill, the mountain, but I was so close to death that I was like, screw it, so I just restarted. Second time, um, I started further down, and I was able to get to an area, and I was by a lake, and I found a boat, so I took the boat up the river, and I found a couple settlements that I took out. I was able to take out a couple people and a couple puppets, and found some food. Got poisoned because I didn't check the quality of the food I found in the little side cabin store. So I got poisoned, but so I'm poisoned, and um but I found a crossbow. So I've got a crossbow and a bat, and I'm going up the river on this boat while being poisoned with no quality food to speak of. So, and that's kind of where I left off currently on that playthrough. But I'm definitely enjoying it. Like I said, it's got kind of a DayZ feel to it, but I feel like it's done a lot better. All right, I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Exhaust. All right, we'll get some exhaust on here. Yes, I know I don't have the necessary parts. Thank you. This is the part I hate. Trying to figure out the chaos of the exhaust. There we go. catalytic converter, muffler. And if you're wondering why the exhaust doesn't touch, it's because this is a modded vehicle, so they kind of make things work the way they want to. Let's see, rear exhaust. Not only that, sometimes they hodgepodge kind of things. It's either going to be this one. It is that one. Awesome. Then I need that. Alright, let's see. Muffler. H? Or G? We're going to try G. Nope. Of course. It's going to be H. Yep. Okay. So, we are down to the nitty-gritty. We've got the vehicle together, just about. I gotta put a starter in it too, if I remember correctly. Which I'm pretty sure I don't have. Of course I don't have. Alright, now I need radiator, which I'm pretty sure I don't have. Coolant bottle, washer bottle, power steering bottle, battery, ABS. Alright, ABS pump, ABS module, battery. Alright, we need washer bottle, powers, radiator A, power steering reservoir, coolant bottle, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna need a brake servo. Alright. Ah, did I grab the wrong one? I grabbed the wrong one. Let's go with this one. Yep. It's funny how they do this. They use little mini, like it's a radiator, but they shrink it down and they put it over here as a cooler. So I actually need 2 radiators, which is fine. And I need to figure out which intercooler that is, because that is, I think that's the big one. And I've got another radiator over there. God. Alright. Yeah, large intercooler. And apparently I can only put that one from underneath. And I also need radiator fan housing B with the fans. But yeah, we were talking, like, I do like scum a lot. That's actually really fun. What is that, just a regular air filter? Hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, I know, it just floats in the air like that. That's because It's got visual stuff that sits on top that makes it look like I said, modded cars. They have a few quirks, but for the most part they look really cool. Alright, so that's that. Intercooler's on, everything's on. I don't know why I couldn't put the intercooler with it down, considering everything's open, but whatever. Oh yeah, fuse box. Forgot about the fuse box. Let's go see if I can fix it. I know I can't fix the fuses, but bam. Alright, let's see. There was two of these, two of these, two of these. So what would you say is your favorite survival game? Like out of all of them, if you like all the ones you've ever played, like what would you say is your absolute favorite? That one's gonna be blue. Okay, so I need one more of each. That would be the ECU. I honestly can't even remember where I started at. I want to say it was like 470. Alright, let's put some fluids in. Alright. Alright, last but not least, we need to go in and figure out charge speed wide body. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go charge speed wide body all the way around. Front door, right front door, with tinted windows. Would be some really cool hoods though. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Go with that. Go with this. Sticking with charge speed so it all looks right. Charge speed wide body. Tinted. Charge speed wide body. Tinted. Roof fins. Yeah, we're going black. Tinted. I think racing is what I went with. Clear. Without logos. Alright, I think that's everything. We'll find out. That's cool. My only issue with 7 Days to Die, like I said, for me personally, I tend to like the survival games for the survival aspect. Now, I mean, surviving is surviving. I don't personally tend to love, like, horde type games, despite the fact that The Infected is kind of in that vein. Like, you get, in the beginning, you get some creature, they randomly show up here and there, and then after, I think, and you can change the settings, but after a few days, then they end up, after 10 days, I think, is the stock setting. Every 3 days, you get basically waves of them, increasing waves. So it gives you that kind of like, that aspect to it, which is cool. But I never personally tried 7 Days to Die, so I can't say that I don't like it, because it seems kind of like a Minecrafty sort of facelift clear. Did I miss one? Plus, like I said before, I'm kind of a graphics whore, so it kind of bothered me how janky it looked. But again, I haven't played it myself, so I can't technically judge and say that, I wouldn't like it. But I mean, like, what's your favorite one? If you had to pick one, like, what would you say your favorite survival kind of game is? Alright, we need a spoiler. I'm not a big bench seat spoiler kind of guy. I really prefer almost even the lack of wide body. It's like it's already on. Weird. Okay. Ah, that's why. because I never took it off. Alright, there's that. It needs a spoiler. I just really don't want the bench seat spoiler, so we're going to keep it lame, and we're going to stick with this spoiler, because I actually like that spoiler. It is really cool. I like how expansive it is. Have you ever tried Project Zomboid? I've recently checked out that one. I haven't played it yet, but it looks really cool. In a sense where you get that kind of like the really, really, really in-depth survival, but it's kind of weird because it's like a top-down isometric looking style, and it's not super detailed. It's kind of like old school. Now, granted, they've updated it, and it's a bit more visually appealing. Plus, you can get mods, tons of mods that like make it look even better. But from what I've heard, like for a realistic, like despite the look of it, the amount of realism put into it is kind of insane. Like to the point where not only do you need like regular stuff to maintain your health and all this other shit, like things as much as like you can tear up bed sheets to cover the windows and close the blinds and open windows and doors and lock them, and just regular everyday things like you can watch TV to learn things, you can read books to learn skills, and do everything from tear things down to build things to cook stuff in an oven if there's power, and you know what I mean? It's very, very extensive. Like from what I've heard, it's probably one of the most realistic zombie survival type games. So, do I still have those? I don't have those. Okay. Bench GW500. Okay, so I need interior now. Bench. GW500. Get 2 seats. Then I need a steering wheel. Let's get something fancy. There's really not a lot in the terms of fancy with steering wheels in this game. Go with something like this. Alright. Nope. Nope. Interior assembly. Alright, we're looking pretty good. The only thing we got left, I believe, is wheels and tires. Let's see. Spring caps. Oh god, what did I forget? Rear shock absorber cap? What? Apparently I forgot some rear suspension, that's not good. What's it called? Oh, the game I was just talking about? Is that what you mean? Oh wow, yeah, I did forget some stuff, didn't I? Jesus. That's not good. Oh, that's why. Threw me off. I forgot the bushing, which in turn made the arm disappear, or not able to be put in. Well, good thing I found that. That's why you always check your list. Alright. Suspension. Spring cap. Project Zomboid. It's in Steam. It's only PC. It's not console. It's still in early access. It's been in early access for quite a while, but they do continuously update it, make it better. They just released multiplayer, um, not too long ago. It's $14.99, I think. So it's not super expensive. But it's one of those things, and like I said, they've got mods up the wazoo. They've got modded maps, and you can change all kinds of things, like how many zombies there are, how they act, how they react to you, like are they easily attracted or not, there's just all kinds of shit. And it's one of those things like you start firing a gun in the middle of a road, and there's a bunch of zombies, you're gonna draw like a horde to you and stuff. I don't know, it's just really cool looking. And like I said, I mean, it is. Um, it is kind of the isometric top-down style. But I mean, the thing I would say is if you're interested, definitely watch a YouTube video or two. I would say if you want some good stuff, try either the Spiffing Brit, Ambiguous Amphibian, or I'm trying to think who else. Mr. Atomic Duck. Those three are pretty. They've got some really good stuff. Ambiguous Amphibian's hilarious, and he's amazing to listen to. Like the way he speaks, I don't know. It's just really. It's very story-esque. But I would say yeah, those three guys put out a lot of really cool um, overview type stuff on that game. Nurse is another one. I haven't really watched her stuff, but I know she does it as well. Alright, so now we're down to just rims, tires, engine cover. And I don't have a license plate. Alright. Whoa, why am I glitching? I am glitching. Alright, there we go. Fancy, fancy. I am seriously jerking real bad right now. I'm not quite sure why. I'll try and maintain composure so I can finish this build. Alright, so last but not least, we need wheels and tires. Now, I am not sure what the offset is on these. Let's see. Real quick, I'm gonna do this just because I want to see how these fit. I'm gonna get different wheels, but these are what was on it, and with the wide body kit, I'm pretty sure that's gonna change, like the offset of the wheels and stuff. So, real quick, I'm going to throw one of these on and see how it looks, because I'm assuming I'm going to have to adjust. Yeah, see that tucks under there, so I do like maybe a 15. On the back. On the back, 5 on the front, maybe 10. Alright. So what is... Alright, so the wheels are 19 inch. Okay, cool. 245, 35, 19. 245, 35, 19. Okay. Alright, so we are going to I already know what I'm getting. There's only two wheels that I really love in this. Is this one and this one. So we're going to get four 19-inch rims. I did that wrong. And we're going to do a 15 offset. Alright, and we're going to get racing tires. We're going to get race tires with some red on them. 2 at 275, 30 19s. And we're going to get 2 at 245, 30 19s. Now I gotta make sure I put them on the right. So we've got our 15 with our 275. So the wider ones are gonna go in the back. Okay, I was watching on YouTube someone that played Icarus and he was going in the woods trying to get resources and he didn't know the bear was there and he was like, that fucking bear. Yeah, dude, Icarus looks really cool. I like aspects of it. I'm probably gonna wait on that one though. But I like the whole, you know, we're gonna go out and, you know, it's almost roguelike in a sense where it's like you go down to the planet and you've got a limited time to do stuff, and then you've got to, you know, you got to gather resources and accomplish things before, in time, and then go back to the spaceship and basically turn in your wares, and then so you can unlock more stuff to take down with you next time. I like the concept. It's definitely different compared to other games, so it's cool. I like it. You know. But for now, I've got enough games. Did that work out? Oh yeah, look at that. 15, perfect. Just a little bit of poke. And these should be... These might be tucked under a hair, but that's okay. Not as worried about the front, it's just the back definitely stuck. Oh yeah, there we go. That's still good. I like that. But yeah, Icarus is another one I've been keeping an eye on. Honestly, like I said, I mean, other than your farm sim, survival games have been I've been really kind of getting back into them versus other things. Alright, so this is the car almost done. I've got everything on it except for a license plate, which, you know, we'll make a little license plate for, which doesn't matter, especially if we sell it, but why not? So we are going to go New Hampshire, because that's me. It's not done yet. I got a couple other things to do to it. First and foremost, I like to go the full gamut. So bring it to the test path area. Now, granted, everything's new on it, so I don't need to run like the test path. This is really good if you're playing base game, or not base game, but if you're playing where you're actually doing jobs and you got to figure out stuff. You run it on here, and it actually tells you, you know, which like bushings and control arms are bad. This is the alignment area. I mean, granted, a lot of the mini games in this game are very just simple, but it's still cool. Then we got a Headlight Aimer over here.
Are you watching a vlog?
I'm not going.
You're not going?
No, she canceled their appointment.
Oh.
Yep. So that worked out. Alright, so my alignment's all done. Why am I getting those? Hi, buddy. How you doing? Hey. Nope. Now I'm getting bots too. That's fantastic. Alright, so yeah, so it lined the headlights. The alignment's all done on the car. Now on to painting. Now here's where it gets interesting. Let's do... Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull this off real quick because I want to paint the car first. And then I might leave it black. Ooh, I'm not usually a fan of that kind of... that color, but let's see what else we got here. Oof. Oh man. Normally I'm a very, like, I love black, but I'll tell you what, there's something about this gray. This like gunship gray. Alright, we are going to move that back to car lifter A. Alright. If it doesn't look good, I'll put it back. But, hey, what's going on, CBW? How you doing? Check out my latest... Oop, no, wrong button. So that is the car. All done. CBW, you should have seen this thing when I started. It was all rusted out. Let's see, let's move this outside and we'll take a better look at it in the sunlight. Let's see, garage C. Okay. So yeah, when I bought this car, I went to a junkyard and I cleaned it all out, and it looked like one of these. And this is what she looks like now. Alright, put that back on. Just wanted to get a shot of the motor. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm trying to think. I can't remember if I started with like I want to say it was 470, so I spent like 50 grand on building this, but yeah, it's not great. If I did spend 50 grand. And I can't for the life of me remember now. I'm gonna have to, or it was 445 maybe? I don't know. I'd have to look back at the beginning of the video. But it's worth 72,000 to sell, so. But yeah, she's all done up. Everything's brand new on it. Got the wide body kit. Yeah, I can't for the life of me remember how much I had. Actually, I can check that real quick. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure something out. You'll have to forgive me for a moment. Alright, so 467. Sorry, 467. That's what I had. I just went back on the video a little bit. So I had 467. So I spent $47,000 and I bought it for 5. So we'll say I spent $52,000 total on the car from start to finish, and I made 72. So I only made 20 grand in the grand scheme of things, but regardless, I think it came out quite well. So how are you doing, CBW? It's good to see you, man. So we are going to sell this bad boy, and my plans have changed, so I don't have to stop. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do this Camaro next. Yeah, because we are going to do something fun with this one. So I hope you're doing well, CBW. And not looking forward to moving all this snow. How much did you guys get? We haven't. We've gotten 2 snows, if you will, but it's literally been, you know, nothing currently. Like it's just a pitter patter at this point. All right, we're gonna sell everything because I need money. All right. Now, let's see what we got here. Yeah, because that's going to come off. Pull this out. I always forget there's clips on these. There's usually clips. But yeah, definitely, I'm not looking forward to the snow. I don't know. I don't know how you guys get it down where you are, but up here in the Northeast, it gets pretty bad. We get a lot of, well, between the rain and the snow, it tends to get a little rough. I know, right? Yeah. Yeah, we get that. Not just that, but the same thing in the fall. It's like you go out and you rake your yard, and then 2 days later, it looks like you didn't do anything, because it just blows all the leaves around. Because I live out in the woods pretty much, so we get a lot of that. We get a lot of leaves, a lot of snow, a lot of wind. I'm definitely not. I don't know. It's one of those things. Like growing up here, I don't. Just a bit, just a little rusty. But yeah, growing up here, it's a lot of. I've grown up with snow, and I don't hate it, but some days you're just like, okay, I've had enough. Stop. But on the flip side of that, it tends to be really pretty up here. So. But yeah, when you get like the 18-inch storm followed by the 16-inch storm followed by another 18 inches, and then rain so it freezes, and then it snows again, and then it's so windy it takes power lines down, and you lose power for 3 days on top of taking care of snow and having to go to work. It just kind of grates on you a little bit. Yeah, we'll see how. What you chewing on, buddy? Dembe. Hey, what are you chewing on? No. Come here. Let me see it. Come here. Dembe. Drop it. Hey. You swallowed it, didn't you? Ah, puppies. If those rust parts were only that easy to remove in real life. Oh, I know, right? Like, in this game, they're like, oh, you spritz it with a generic WD-40 and it comes off 2 seconds later, whereas in real life, you've got to spray it and let it soak and heat it and all that shit. It never works that easily. Oh, sorry, WO4, because it's generic. Yep. Well, we'll see how much. Alright, that's pretty much stripped down. Get this back down, take everything off, and we'll see how much of it we can salvage. I have a funny feeling. Damn it. I have a funny feeling a lot of this is gonna not make it, if you will. But at least the body, that's the one thing. I mean, again, unrealistic. I was kind of hoping. I know in the last game, I can't for the life of me remember how they did it, but I was kind of hoping that they would do something a little more. Like this right here. This is your welder, and you use it on the car, and it basically brings the base body back. Oh, I know what I did wrong. I did it. Shit. Alright, real quick. Forgot to wash the thing. That's why it's so dirty. I mean, it's rusty, but it's dirty too. So we'll do the interior, do the exterior. One thing I like though is if you look, granted there's no wheels on it, they actually put blocks under it when you move it around the shop. So it's like you actually put it there. Okay, so there we go. Now it's clean. It doesn't look as bad. Alright, put it back on the car lift. But yeah, I was kind of hoping that with this one, kind of like, no, I don't have it, and I've seen good and bad about it. I don't think I'll actually be purchasing it. But the Junkyard simulator, you actually have to, like, you know, do things to it. Like you actually have to, you know, buff stuff out. Kind of like, which I think is really cool. Whereas this one's more of a just kind of, I don't know, I can't explain it. This one's just kind of like, use this tool and suddenly it magically works. Alright. So, we're completely stripped down to nothing. It's not looking horrible. We're definitely going to change that color though when we get to that point. Now, as per usual, I'm going to separate some of the... Jesus. Sorry about that. For some reason, like, I don't know if it's because I'm streaming at the same time, I'm getting kind of, like, I'll go to turn and the camera will jump. I'm assuming it's because I'm streaming and playing the game at ultra settings, which I haven't had an issue with before, but who knows. Oh wait, I got one more, don't I? I do. Alright, one more. See, right like that. I went to turn and it literally jumped. So, if you see jerkiness, that's why. Or, well, it's just the way it is. So, see how much of this we can repair. There's only a couple panels we can actually fix. Well, there was only a couple panels on it anyway. And of course, this part of the repairing is a mini game, which I was kind of disappointed in the bodywork mini game. You just kind of click a slider. Which, I mean, it's cool that they allow you to repair it that way instead of just magically happening, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of a 50-50. Oh yeah, I meant to put this motor on. Yeah, we're not using this motor. We are going to put a supercharged motor in this. Yep. Alright, so we'll see what we can fix. And then everything that we don't use we'll sell for money on top of the car itself. Yeah, so unfortunately, like I said, a lot of this part of it's just this kind of mini game where you have to stop the cursor on the green and it fixes it, and if you hit the red it'll break it, and there's a chance it'll break it like that. See, it's gone, whatever it was. I think it was an R control arm. And there goes. Not that one, but almost. But you get the idea. It's not super realistic, but it's nice that you can repair stuff as opposed to just having to buy everything. And I actually did this as a test with another car. Where I took the car and it was a Oh god, I got pictures of it, but it was a Plymouth Roadrunner. And I basically took the entire car and was able to rebuild just about everything on it, barring, you know, a few pieces of trim, some bushings, some brake pads, you know, the normal wear and tear stuff. But I was able to rebuild the entire car and basically put it as like a bone stock kind of classic look. And I actually made a decent amount of money on it um, because of the fact that I didn't like soup it up. I just kind of kept it simple. Alright, so now I need to figure out. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a new motor, because we are going to, if I can, why being difficult, create a new engine. Okay, if I remember correctly, you can do a dual overhead cam supercharge, which I want to make sure. If I can, that's what we're going to put in this. That's what I like. Some of the cars, some of the base game cars and some of the other cars, you can actually, you've got different options as to what you want to put in the vehicle. So you don't have to stick with just the whatever was in it. The only downside there, I did pick up a Mustang for a few grand at the Junkyard, like a '03 GT style, but it only takes V6 motors. I was like, really? Like that's kind of lame. But alright, so we are going to be building a supercharged motor for this girl. And it uses the same block. Isn't that nice? And the same crank. Alright, now we gotta go to our tune-up shop. We're gonna need an alternator. I'm just gonna grab stuff I know I need right off the bat. We're gonna need fuel pump, we're gonna need fuel filter, we're going to need this is the rail, I believe. We're gonna need 8 ignition coils, and these are all the souped up parts. Like instead of just buying the base low end stuff, this is all the fancy shit. Okay, now we're gonna need take 8 pistons. Supercharger intake manifold. Should be this one. No, it's not. Manifold V8. Yeah, okay, it's this one. This one. And it's gonna be, it should be this one. I need the heads too. Should be these two. Alright, now I need it's gonna be V8. Oh yeah, there we go. Crankshaft bearing caps. I'm pretty sure I only need 4. Might need 5. Not sure. And then I need piston rings. There we go. And rod caps. Oh yeah, and I also need spark plugs. And the cams, that was the other thing I was thinking of. Camshaft V8. Bam. It's dual overhead cams, so we need 4. And lastly, I need timing belts. Timing belt V8. also need serpentine belt. Where is it? Supercharger belt V8. That should be serpentine belt B. I've built a couple of these motors if you couldn't tell. Serpentine belt B. V8 right here. Alright, that should be, oh no, one more thing. Two more things. I need that. And did I get... I did not, okay. One last thing. And then we can get started. Alright, we're gonna put the flywheel on. Clutch plate. Pressure plate. Throwout bearing. Now we can put our fancy pistons in. And I was wrong, I only needed 3 crank caps. That's fine, that's not a big deal. Buddy, what you doing? Hello, Mr. D. Did you enjoy your treat? Was that a good chew? Yes, I love you. I think the only thing I forgot was the oil pan. Yep. Alright, real quick. And we'll get the oil filter as well. Oil pan. V8. Alright. Nope, forgot that. Power steering pump V8. So, like I said before, everything I'm putting on is performance based, so that hopefully we can get a decent power output when we're all done. And that's the one thing I like. Some of the more powerful motors, like this one, has a lot more. I mean, granted, you still have basically like, you know, you've got this head. You don't have like multiple choices of heads that are performance. You just have the one. But it's still pretty cool. Alright. I forgot one other thing. Exhaust manifold. There we go. Alright, now we should have most of it. I lied. I need cam pulleys. And I need engine covers. Engine cover B. Oh, what the difference is between those? That's weird. Coils cover, I need two of those too. Okay. Alright. Now we're making progress. That beautiful supercharger. And of course I don't have timing cover. You know, some days. At least I've got a majority of it down. Could be worse. As it is, I'm gonna need probably a dozen pulleys as well, which I didn't think about. One of these days I'm gonna build one of these, but I'm gonna like, of course. Alright, pulleys. Idle roller A, I'm pretty sure I need 5 or 6. B, and I'm gonna need, I'll put 8. Oh yeah, and water pump. V8. Okay, and did I get this? I did get that. Good. Go me. Making progress. Almost like I knew what I was doing. Except I forgot the water pump pulley. So many pieces. This is just the motor. This isn't even the rest of the thing. Which is why I like this game, because it's got that kind of like, come on. There you go. And a belt tensioner. Okay. It's got a lot of, you know, there's a lot to it, you know, it's a lot more in-depth than some other games, like even racing games where they're like, oh, build a car, and throw some paint on it, and a spoiler and a body kit, and suddenly you're done. Oh, I really don't have that? What is that? Serpentine belt. Okay. I got that. I don't think it's that one. Pretty sure it's not that one. Oh, it might be. Alright. Good. Okay, that's fine. Oh, I think I bought too many pulleys, but that's okay. Look at that shiny motor. Alright. down, make sure everything's in there. Yep. Alright, look at that. Supercharged motor, man. Looks fantastic. Alright, now this is going to take a minute, I think, because I'm assuming I'm going to have to buy a bunch of parts. Let's simplify life, right? Let's go through and we'll buy the parts we need. Bench hornet, steering wheel hornet, door window, this, no, I don't need those. That, 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 that. This is the quickest way. Now when I go to the store, I don't need the engine block. Alright. Crap. Alright. Let's do... Still takes a minute, but the nice thing about doing it this way is then I've got everything when I go to put it back together instead of having to stop every 2 seconds to go into the store to buy more stuff. Then it's just a matter of, you know. Crap, did I get the X on that cover? I don't know if I got that already, but we got another one just in case. That stuff is... Excuse me. Alright, that's a majority of it. I might have missed a thing here or there, but that's fine. We can figure that out in a minute. Oh, wait a minute. I know what I did forget. Alright. Okay, now we're putting stuff together again. Hi, buddy. What you doing, babe? Okay. You want to grab me an energy drink while you're at it? Alright, so... see, that's why. Those are middle mufflers. Those are going to be cats. So... well, I got most of what I needed. These are going to be the hard part. Front exhaust pipe, V8C. V8. C. Get that one on. Nope. There we go. And last but not least, the rear mufflers, and then the rear muffler V8. One more. No, that's B. Rear muffler V8. Okay. Alright, mufflers are done. Rear end is not done. I don't know why I thought it was done. Okay, now we're going to move on and get the tranny done. Okay, and here's where we're going to get a performance transmission. What was that one? Just V8. Gearbox V8. Bam. Okay. Starter VO. Seriously? Ah, I grabbed the wrong one. Grabbed the non-V8 one. That's what happens when I'm rushing. And I need a drive shaft. Alright. Making progress, making progress. And the one thing I forgot to do, which I'm going to do right now, at least I believe I forgot to do. Yep. Gotta put the struts together so when I put them up, they're good to go. Okay. Hey, sweetheart. How are you doing? Are you being good? Thank you for the kisses. Thank you. Yes, I know. Yeah. Thank you for the kisses. Yes, thank you. Hi, buddy. Yes, I love you. I love you both. Good puppies. You know, you can't jump up on me. Not right now. Alright. Back to putting stuff together. Alright, let's get these axles on. Apparently I need one more caliper and cylinder. They must have gotten ruined when I hope. And I need at least 4 more rubber bushings. I'll get 6 just in case. Yeah, you can never have enough rubber bushings. Tips and tricks. Dude, never ends. It really doesn't. And the funny part is I mean, like I said, as car related, we'll call it building mechanical simulator, whatever you want to call it. This is probably the most extensive one I've seen. Like, and even still, that's not even half the parts that are in cars. I mean, suspension wise, it's a decent. But like motor wise, obviously there's a ton more to it than that, like little internal parts and other bits and stuff that they don't actually simulate. But I mean, overall it's still really... Alright, battery, power steering, coolant, air filter base, hey, cover, Okay. Alright, so battery, servo. Okay. But we're getting to the end. Windshield washer. Power steering reservoir. Coolant reservoir. Radiator. Ah, that was dumb. I fixed the radiator. Whatever. Radiator fan. Whatever. Okay. So 1, 3, no, 1, 4, and 3 for relays. So 1, 4, 3. Okay. So 2 reds, 3 tans, and blue. Getting there, getting there. Put all the fluids in, then onto the body and the interior. The interior should be quick. It's just gonna buy some seats and stuff and slap them in. Interior is quite quick. And kind of the same thing with the outside. I don't remember if this one has any type of performance parts because it's a base game car. So, but even the base game cars have like a aftermarket area, but they don't usually have a lot of options. Not like some of the DLC cars like that Evo, where it's like here's 3 different wide body kits and here's 2 regular kits and stuff. So. And if you notice, I'm not filling up, with the exception of the washer fluid, because the washer fluid, you're going to fill the washer fluid on a real car as much as you can. Coolant, which that's actually higher than it needs to be. It only needs to be here, because you need to leave room for expansion. And there's a max line right here. You can't see it on this one, but these are all the same. And the same thing with over there. There's a max line right there. So you don't fill them all the way. All right. Now let's see what we've got for body. God, I've got so much stuff. Okay, so front bumper and left door and left side mirror is about the only body parts that are good. Alright, so we'll put them on. Nope, wrong. Alright, well that's fantastic. I feel like, is that dirty still? Did I not, because I didn't wash it with the bumper on. I took the bumper off first. That's fine. We'll worry about that in a minute. Alright, so see how they get the bodywork station, right? This is your normal body panels and everything for every car. Then they actually have body tuning. So same thing. Again, see, not much. A hood. We're going to put the aftermarket hood on because why not? But I mean, for the most part, they're kind of bog standard. Alright, left front door window, left front fender, right front. Which is funny because it doesn't really look that different from that hood. But whatever. Alright, and that should be the entirety. Because as I said, there's not a lot of customization. The hood looks pretty good. It's got some decent ridges in it, if you will. Is it sad that this is what I like to do? I like to spend my days basically living out my job in video game form. Just obviously to not this extent because we don't do body work where I work. Alright, so real quick, we're going to see, make sure I don't have anything I've forgotten. Yep, and I did. Alright, so we've got the seats, steering wheel, bench, clip. Okay, so I almost forgot. Alright. So we need ABS module, an ABS pump, and we need clip, 4 clip A's, because the clip A's go for the air filter. Which is funny because I looked at them too. I got sidetracked when I was doing the fuse box. So there is that. And the ABS module's down here. In real life, these little bolts, they don't always look exactly like this, but the little bolts are usually quite tiny and they do break. So they are a pain in the ass if you ever have to try and separate them. And 9 times out of 10, they're either rusted or corroded, and you actually can't get them to separate. Sometimes it's easier just to get a full-on ABS unit with everything built in. Oh yeah, ECU Type A. I keep forgetting. Alright, last part. It's going to be over here a bit. Right there. Alright. Now, we're up to the final couple things. We need wheels, tires, interior, which I'm going to look at right now. Get that out of the way. Crap. Hornet. I was going to say, what the... I couldn't remember what the damn thing was called. Alright, seat Atlanta, seat. And steering wheel. Hornet. It's actually funny because that's almost exactly what they look like in real life, because I had a Firebird of this generational body style, and these little controls here were for the volume. They didn't actually work, but that's what they were. Alright, so some brand new seats to go in this fancy little Camaro. And those seats in the back are horrendously tiny also. Just in case you needed to know. Alright, so that should be... Alright, last thing, I need to figure out wheels and tires. I got 235, 55, 16s, which... I'm gonna go with what the Trans Am's ran, which is a 275, 40, 17. So we need 4. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's see if we can find like a muscly car kind of look. I want to go, I'm telling you right now, these are my 2 favorite wheels in the whole thing, 13A and 18A. But I want to mix it up. I don't want to put them on everything. And I could have sworn, I know because I put it on the truck, unless it was specific to the truck. It was an old Ford truck I put them on. Where the hell is it? Ah, kind of like that. Although I was kind of hoping for more of a... Ah, here we go. Retro. These are going to be 17s. And then we're going to get tires, and we're going to get... Race tire B. $275 4017s. Oh god, no, 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 this one. Oh no, that's not what I want, damn it. I messed up. I messed up. I forgot something. Alright. If you know me at all, or know my farm simming, you know that I am a stickler for gloss black. Or, in this case, chrome black. Hey. No diggins. No diggins. Lay down. Yes, I know, you're grumbly. Alright. One of these days I'll go crazy and paint every part on something. I did on a Super that I built, and I got the thing for, I want to say it was like 28 grand, and I put 40 or 50 into it, and I sold it for 204,000. It was fantastic. Alright. Oh yeah, that looks much better. Alright. Now real quick, we're going to give it one more wash to the outside because that front bumper is kind of dirty and stuff, so I want to make sure that everything's clean before I paint it. And it may not matter. Yeah, see? That was brown. Okay, so now last but not least, we're going to go to the test path. We're going to set it up. We're going to get all the tolerances within spec. Okay. Alignment's done. Nope, that's too high. There we go. There we go. That's done. Now we shall take it to the paint shop, where we'll paint it. And then last but not least, we're going to dyno this thing and see what we're getting. Ugh, we are not doing gold. I do not like gold. Go black. Yeah. Metallic. Gloss. Metallic. What? Blue. Red. Gray. Not loving any of these in particular. How about a nice orange? Oof. How about a chrome? Look at that. If I don't like it, I'll change it. That actually looks pretty snazzy. And just for the heck of it, let's see if there's any type of... Oh yeah, we could totally go racing stripes, because that's what the cool kids do. Oh, that's it. You could do racing stripes. That is all. Oh god, no, don't undo that. Alright. We're gonna put racing stripes on it just because I'm gonna be corny. Okay. You just have to deal with it. Still. It's very, very shiny. It's almost too shiny. But you know what? We're gonna keep it like that, just for the heck of it. Alright. Now on to the dyno to see what our beast gets. Alright, so factory horsepower, which I don't actually think is accurate, because a factory V8 on these things is like 300 horsepower, just so you know. Even the Z28s I don't think hit that high, because 643, that's like Corvette horsepower. $1,295 horsepower. Not bad. Like I said, it's a little unrealistic because the factory V8 power of that generation, the late 90s, early 2000s Corvette Camaros and Firebirds, even the high-end ones like the Trans Am WS6, I think, and I could be wrong here, don't quote me, it's been years since I've looked into this, but like the WS6 Trans Am, which was like the highest end Trans Am you could get in that generation, I think put out like 400 or 400 horsepower perhaps, abouts, and like the high-end Z28 was around the same, even though they were running, I believe, the LT, the Corvette motors in those higher editions. Again, I could be wrong. It's been years since I've looked into this, but either way, they were not 643 horsepower stock. So, regardless, though, we've basically doubled our horsepower. Not too shabby. Alright, let's do the, let's go to our garage entrance and we'll take a couple pictures. Because I like, and lastly, let's see what this thing's actually worth. So I had 4... Crap, I don't even remember what I had. I keep doing that. Alright, let's see. 87,000 is what it's worth. Okay. Now, real quick, I am going to go backward a little bit. Okay, so 496. 496 is what I had. Is what I started with. So 496 is 44,000. And I bought it for 5. So 44,000 and 5 grand. So we'll say 50 grand. 50 grand total for buying and putting all the parts in. And I got 87, so I made 37 grand. So I almost made double what I bought, what the gist of it was. And it's completely 100%. The only thing, because I don't bother with them because it doesn't add value, or at least I really don't think it does. I don't dick around with the license plates most times. And the license plates are stupid money too. Like if I remember correctly, just for shits and giggles, I'm gonna look real quick. Yeah, it's $100 for the license plate. But when you actually build it, like when you type it out, yeah, it's $850. Now I'm getting a discount because I've got those unlocked in the game, or not unlocked, but all right. So we're gonna sell this for 87 grand. Bam. So yeah, this right here, this like '03 Mustang, you can only put V6s in it, which is stupid because you could put V8s in it in real life. I've only got 2 skill points left still. Alright, so that's that. Future projects include a Volkswagen, which, meh. And a V6 Mustang, again, meh. And this thing, this Opal Manta. Which, actually, this one looks pretty cool. I don't know what kind of... I was supposed to, and I don't know... I don't remember how to figure it out. There is, and I can't for the life of me figure it out. Because I mean, obviously it tells me the sell value at the moment in the condition it's in. I bought it for 9,600. Profit is negative 900, so it's lost value just sitting here, which doesn't surprise me. I mean, look at the car; it's in rough shape. This particular gem, but the thing that I can't for the life of me remember is there was supposed to be a way, and maybe it's only if you go to auctions, you're supposed to be able to look at a car and see what the estimated value could be. And I can't remember either A, how to do that, or maybe it only applies to like junkyards and auctions. The sad part is some of this stuff, like, I mean, a majority, it's missing bits. It's missing a bunch of bits. The rear end's all together, but, and some of the suspension is there. How is that front clip holding on? Nothing's holding on to it. Do you see that? Like, it's got no tie rod, it's got no strut, it's got no axle. Obviously it's rear wheel drive, but you know what I mean? Like, it's got no control arm, no sway bar links, nothing's connecting this spindle and brake setup to the actual car. Video game physics and stuff makes me chuckle sometimes. This one I believe actually, yeah, this one's actually pretty well together. I mean, you know, granted it needs some work, but I mean for the most part, the suspension and everything's there, the wheels are there, the tires are there, I mean granted most of it's probably junk. Might be able to repair some of it, but I mean it's literally got everything. Like it's not actually missing as best I can tell. I mean it's got all the links, it's got all the tie rod ends, control arms, brake systems, struts, rear end, springs, everything. It's like all here. And a couple exhaust pieces missing, but that doesn't matter. And maybe some, you know, some pulleys on the front of the motor and some, yeah, no oil pan. But I mean, really, for the most part, this is intact. So that's cool. Alright guys, well I think I'm gonna take a break. Um, I've been going for, I don't know, how long have I been going for? Let's see. Yeah, I know, right? Well, these will be future cars, and I might do a couple of these. Like I might take the Mustang and just do it up and sell it, and maybe the Volkswagen too. And I'll keep this one for a future stream, just because it's different, it's interesting. And maybe in a future stream too, I'll do like a junkyard hunt and try and find something decent. Um, you know, I did an old M3 that I found. Um, where is it? One of these 91 M3. I found one of these at an auction, and I spent far too much money on it. I think I spent 23 grand or something to buy it, and it was like worse condition than the Mustang. It was missing half its wheels, it was missing half the suspension, there was like one fender on it, and there was like nothing else on the car. The interior was missing. I mean, it was junk, but it was a wide body edition. So when I got it all done, I got triple my money out of it. But that took a lot of work. But it looked great when it came out. It was I've got I got a picture of it somewhere, but it was bright orange, not like the Camaro. It was like a different type of orange, but it had the wide body kit with the wide stance and the wheels and everything, and it looked fantastic. But but yeah, so I think that's what I'll do. You know, I'll get the Mustang done off camera. I'll get the Volkswagen. I got a Grand Caravan too. I completely forgot about, which nobody cares about the Grand Caravan. But it was like 2 grand. I'm like, I could make some money on it. Yeah, Grand Caravan. Here, let's take a look at this pig. There we go. See? Who doesn't want a Grand Caravan? It's a beauty. It's an absolute beauty. What a turd. But yeah, I figured whatever. I haven't done one yet in the game, so I figured I kind of want to go through and do like all the cars at least, you know? Especially some of the modded ones. Maybe go online, find some more modded ones that are cool, because this is a mod. That's a mod. This is a mod. These are all not base game, because none of the base game ones are licensed. So, yeah, like I said, I think I'll do a couple of the crap jobs off camera, and I'll save the cool ones like this one and some of the other, if I can find some other good ones, or maybe I'll do like a junkyard run on a live stream so people can see if people enjoy that, and stick to the really nice cars, or the fun cars that'll come out looking really nice. Um, but yeah, so I think that's gonna do it for me for now. But you know, thanks for coming in, man, and thanks for hanging out. Thanks to CBW for coming in and hanging out. Um, it was fun having you here. I enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. And like I said, I'm gonna take a break for a little while now, but I might be back on later doing some farm sim, or maybe I'll throw on a survival game or something. I'm not sure, but we'll do something. So hope you guys have a great day, and like I said, and maybe I'll see you later. All right, I'll see you guys on the flip side.